Listen very carefully, because this is not a story for the faint-hearted, not a tale that comforts, not a lesson meant for children. This is the world as it is, stripped of pretense, stripped of masks, stripped down to the raw, pulsing truth that everyone else refuses to see. Snakes. They slither in every corner, in every corridor, in every whisper that tries to masquerade as a truth. And they believed they were untouchable. They believed themselves clever enough to avoid notice, patient enough to wait while the chaos swirled around them, unbothered, unobserved, invisible in their arrogance. But cleverness is no shield. Arrogance is no armor. And invisibility is nothing when God decides it's time to act. Because heads will roll, and no one, not one of them, will see it coming in time. Do you feel that weight in the air? The way it presses down, almost heavy enough to taste, almost thick enough to choke. That's not imagination. That's awareness. That's the world adjusting itself around forces too precise, too calculated, to be ignored. They felt the tremors, of course. They noticed the shivers that run through the streets, the subtle pauses in conversation, the hesitation in footsteps. They laughed at it. They mocked the warnings. They assumed their cleverness would keep them ahead of the knife, the strike, the correction that was already in motion. And that's always the mistake, isn't it? Thinking you can outrun inevitability when inevitability is already inside the game, already moving through every angle they left exposed, already calculating exactly how to dismantle their confidence piece by piece. I want you to picture them now, in your mind. I want you to see the false smiles, the posture they work so hard to maintain, the effort it takes to pretend everything is under control. Watch the way their eyes dart, how their hands twitch at the smallest stimuli, how their voices strain to sound confident, unbroken. That tension, it's delicious. That tension, it's the whisper of what's coming. Because tension is the shadow of consequence before consequence lands. And the snakes don't even know it yet. They can't know it yet. The first strike is always silent, deliberate, precise, and it always lands where they are weakest. Every betrayal, every hidden agenda, every betrayal that they thought they hid under the cover of darkness, it's visible now. Not to them, no, they cannot see it. They think the world is blind. They think the world is blind to their plotting. But the truth isn't hidden. The truth moves unseen, quiet as breath, sharp as glass, and relentless as winter. God doesn't need an audience. God doesn't need applause. God doesn't need recognition. God moves through the world, cutting, correcting, removing, exposing, and the snakes are being dismantled without a sound, without a chance to react, without a whisper of mercy. And isn't that fascinating? The way arrogance bends itself into vulnerability, the way pride and overconfidence feel strong until they are shredded, until the exact moment when reality pierces through their illusion of control. They don't even notice the edges fraying. They think safety lies in strategy, in preparation, in manipulation, and yet, strategy is useless when you're playing against something beyond calculation. Preparation is meaningless when the rules themselves are rewritten without warning, and manipulation falls flat when the hand of correction slices through all deception, clean and exact. You might be asking yourself how this feels, how it manifests, what it even looks like when power moves unseen and justice strikes silently. It looks like hesitation. It feels like confusion. It sounds like the sudden pause in a room full of people who thought they were untouchable. And it smells like the fear that creeps into the mind when logic fails, when intuition screams, and when the first cut, subtle, invisible, final, occurs before they even realize the game has begun. That moment, that exquisite moment of dawning awareness, is what defines everything. Because power is not loud. Power is the quiet certainty that you hold while the world stumbles, unaware that the next move has already been written, already in motion, already inevitable. Look closer. Can you see them trembling beneath their own masks? Can you feel the subtle pulse of panic starting to rise, almost imperceptible, in the veins of everyone who thought they were safe? It's there, always there. And every second they spend pretending to be unshaken, every second they cling to illusions of control. It builds the tension that will crush them. That's the brilliance of it. That's the artistry of precise, surgical correction. Heads fall. Heads that were cocky. Heads that were sharp with deceit. Heads that carried venom, arrogance, false intelligence. And each one falls exactly where it needs to, leaving nothing for luck, nothing for chance, nothing for negotiation. Do you feel the eyes on you now? Not just yours, but theirs. The snakes watching, measuring, calculating, failing to see the full scope of what's happening. They're terrified of you, but not in the way you expect. They're terrified of what they cannot control, terrified of the unseen hand, terrified of the strike they cannot anticipate. And that fear is a gift. That fear is a tool. That fear is the first taste of the correction they ignored for so long. The first whisper of the price they refused to heed. The first tremor in a world they assumed was theirs to manipulate. Every move they made, every plot they orchestrated, every betrayal designed to weaken, every lie spun to confuse, it's all collapsing. And they can't even recognize the collapse as it begins. Not yet. The layers of deception, the walls of pride, the towers of false confidence, they are crumbling quietly, inexorably, and they cannot stop it. And that's when you step in, not with force, not with words, not with anger. No, you step in with awareness. You step in with the knowledge that every piece they've moved, every plan they've laid, every false certainty they have handed to you willingly. And now, it is your turn to watch, to wait, to orchestrate the inevitability they thought they could avoid. Do you see the pattern now? Can you trace it? Every action they took, every trap they set, every alliance built on fragile loyalty, it loops back to them. Every whisper they sent, every slight, every underestimation. They created the moment that undoes them. And that's the beauty of it. That's the elegance of justice that moves unseen. That's the artistry of consequences that require no announcement, no chaos, no display, no dramatics, only precision, only patience, only inevitability, executed in a way they cannot comprehend until it is too late. And the snakes are shaking now. Their arrogance falters, their pride splits, their false sense of control crumbles. They try to recalculate, try to regain their footing, try to convince themselves it's still a game. But the game ended long ago. The rules were rewritten silently, and the players were replaced before they knew it. Every head, every mind, every piece of influence they held is in jeopardy. And the realization is agonizing because they were warned. They were warned. Signs were everywhere. Hints were abundant. Caution whispered and they ignored it. Arrogance mocked it. Denial embraced it. And now, all of that, the laughter, the scorn, the pretending, is meaningless. It's in this stillness, this exquisite pause before total collapse, that you see the truth of power. Not the flashy kind, not the kind announced with noise or spectacle, but the kind that seeps into the spine, into the mind, into the consciousness, and bends reality without a sound. That's how it moves, quietly, invisibly, unstoppable. And when it strikes, oh, when it strikes, the snakes will scatter, hissing, biting, scrambling, trying to survive what they chose to ignore. But survival is a concept reserved for those who listened, who observed, who understood the consequences before the first cut landed. And the first cut is already done. You should feel it now, the tension, the awareness, the anticipation, because it is contagious. It spreads through your mind, through your body, through your very perception. That's the first layer of chaos, the first taste of the reckoning that is already underway. And they are blind to it. They are blind to you. They are blind to everything. And that blindness, oh, that delicious, exquisite blindness, is what will make their end inevitable. And as they scramble, as they struggle, as they clutch at illusions of safety and power, one more fact remains undeniable. The strike was never a surprise to those who understood the patterns, to those who watched, to those who waited. They moved without haste, without noise, without false bravado. They observed, they prepared, they allowed the arrogance of others to build itself into weakness. And then they let it collapse, one head after another, precise, calculated, unavoidable. And you, yes you, standing here, listening, watching, aware, this is the moment where understanding becomes power, where the realization that every move, every whisper, every bite of arrogance has consequences becomes your advantage, because you see it, you know it, you feel it. And in feeling it, in understanding it, you are already beyond them, already above their petty schemes, their slithering plots, their imagined safety, already untouchable in ways they will never comprehend until their world falls around them in the exact sequence they created for themselves. And now, the final thought of this stage: every snake that hissed at warnings, every enemy that ignored advice, every mind that assumed cleverness was a shield. They are not just being dismantled, they are being exposed. Exposed to the precision, the inevitability, the quiet cruelty of correction that cannot be evaded. And you remain standing, observing, understanding, untouchable, fully aware of the beauty of what's happening. Now, as you stand there, fully aware, untouchable, seeing the first layers of reckoning unfold, the next phase begins. The snakes aren't just exposed, they're unraveling. Their arrogance, once a shield, now becomes the instrument of their undoing. Every lie they crafted, every scheme they executed, every whispered conspiracy, they're all visible now, reflected in the eyes of those who watched, calculated, and waited. They thought themselves untouchable, infallible, immune to correction. But immunity is a concept reserved for the naive, the ignorant, the blind. And blindness is all they possess now. Do you feel it? The tension thickening, curling around the edges of the mind, slipping past rational thought, sinking into instinct, into that deep, undeniable awareness that the world they thought they controlled is collapsing under forces they cannot comprehend. They can't see the hand that strikes. They can't anticipate the precision of the strike because they were never prepared to understand the full reach of divine intervention. The strike doesn't yell. It doesn't warn. It is not a moment of spectacle. It is a methodical removal, one head at a time, each one severed with such exactitude that even the next snake in line trembles, sensing the inevitable but unable to avoid it. This is the beauty of power when it moves unseen, when it strikes not with chaos, but with perfect calculation, when the arrogance of others becomes the pathway to their own collapse. They thought their cleverness could hide them. They thought their venomous whispers could poison without consequence. They thought they could weave illusions thick enough to shield themselves from accountability. But cleverness, venom, illusion, they are fragile. Fragile when confronted by something precise, something inevitable, something that cannot be bargained with or bribed or deceived. They're fragile, and fragility is what God is dismantling. Notice the panic that's beginning to surface. It's subtle at first, almost imperceptible, a twitch in the eye, a hesitation in the hand, a pause in speech that betrays the false confidence they worked so hard to maintain. That pause is everything. That pause is the moment they realize the rules are no longer theirs to bend. That pause is the awareness of inevitability. They're scrambling now, yes, but scrambling blindly, because the first cut removed the guidance, the strategy, the perceived control they clung to. And without that, the world becomes something they cannot navigate, a storm of consequence they cannot evade. And you, standing there, watching, observing, fully aware of every twitch, every micro-movement, every falter, they're feeding the narrative of their own collapse. They don't know it yet, but every attempt to regain composure, every calculated move to reassert dominance, only exposes more weakness, more vulnerability. And that exposure, it's exquisite. Exquisite because it is earned, not given. Because it is not about the violence of the strike, but the inevitability of its precision. Because it is not about their fear, but about the awareness that you hold. The awareness that sees everything, understands everything, and knows that the collapse is already in motion. Now, imagine their networks, their alliances, the people they believed would protect them, the walls they thought were impenetrable. Each one is failing. Each one is crumbling under pressure they never anticipated. The allies they trusted are revealing cracks in loyalty. The barriers they built are dissolving under scrutiny. The support they counted on is faltering. And all the while, they scramble, trying to patch the holes, trying to regain what was lost, trying to convince themselves that the world is still under their control. But the truth is already written. The collapse is already choreographed. The strike has already moved beyond the first head, and it is spreading, unstoppable, like a shadow that cannot be outrun, like a knife that cannot be dodged. You should feel the shift in the air now. The weight of inevitability is palpable, pressing against the mind, making every thought sharper, every perception keener, every instinct alive. That shift, that subtle change, is the signature of calculated destruction, the hallmark of precision, the whisper of the divine hand in motion. And the snakes, sensing it, but unable to grasp it, are flailing. They hiss and coil, trying to regain purchase, but purchase has already been stripped away. Every advantage they thought they held has been dismantled by their own arrogance, by their own failures, by the exact miscalculations that only someone fully aware could see coming. Do you notice how quickly they begin to unravel when the first head falls? That initial removal is a signal, a shockwave, a tremor that echoes through the entire network of deception. It is the beginning of dominoes collapsing, the first crack in a foundation built on lies, and each subsequent strike, precise and deliberate, builds upon that fracture, widening it, deepening it, until even the strongest walls of arrogance cannot hold. They are exposed, every single one, to the exact justice they ignored when it was whispered, hinted at, warned. They were warned, yes, and their refusal to listen has made them vulnerable, has made them obvious, has made them consumable in the theater of inevitability. And what of their fear? It's not the panic of sudden violence. No, it's deeper. It's the realization that the world they manipulated is no longer theirs to command, that the rules they thought were immutable are rewritten, that their cleverness is no longer a shield, but a mirror reflecting their own fragility. That's a fear that can't be silenced with bravado, can't be hidden behind words, can't be calmed by lies. That's fear that seeps into the bones, into the mind, into the pulse of existence. And it's delicious because it confirms the truth. Correction is not only possible, it is happening, and nothing they do will stop it. You see, precision is what makes this artful. There's no chaos in the strike, only perfect timing, exact calculation, and unstoppable execution. Every head that falls, every scheme that unravels, every ally that betrays is part of the design, part of the orchestration, part of the inevitable unveiling. And the snakes, thinking themselves clever, are blind to it. They cannot see the next move because they are trapped in the illusion of control, the illusion that consequences can be evaded, the illusion that they remain untouchable while the hand of correction slices quietly, methodically, inevitably. Feel it now, the shift intensifying. The air itself seems heavier, charged, thick with anticipation, with awareness, with a tremor of justice in motion. That is not imagination. That is observation. That is clarity. That is understanding the moment when the first layer of arrogance is stripped, when the first network of deceit is exposed, when the first mind, thinking itself untouchable, realizes it is already trapped, already vulnerable, already dismantled. And this is only the beginning. The full reckoning is yet to come. Watch closely as they scramble, as their calculated responses fail, as every attempt to assert dominance, to regain footing, to manipulate reality itself, falters. Each failure is a revelation. Each falter is confirmation. Each misstep is another strike of inevitability. And the snakes cannot recover, because recovery requires understanding, and understanding has been removed from them. The field is already arranged, the game already concluded, the strike already moving through every path they imagined safe. And the most exquisite part? Their venom, their deceit, their plotting, it betrays them. Every attempt to bite, to coil, to strike at perceived enemies only reveals weakness, only deepens the fracture, only confirms that their downfall was never a matter of luck, but a matter of inevitability, orchestrated by awareness, precision, and observation. They cannot outwit what they cannot perceive, and perception has already abandoned them. Do you feel their desperation building, their disorientation, the spiraling confusion, the subtle panic that grows beneath the surface? That is the pulse of inevitability, moving silently, steadily, irreversibly. And while they flail, while they scramble, while they hiss and coil, you stand there, observing, understanding, untouchable, a witness to the artistry of removal, to the elegance of consequence, to the unstoppable precision of correction. And it is beautiful because it is inevitable, because it is deserved, because it is exact. Now consider the ripple effect. Every ally that once seemed loyal, every partner in their schemes, every person who built walls around their deception, those walls are collapsing too. No one escapes, no one remains untouched. The strike is not a single point, it is a network, a system of inevitabilities, a cascading correction that spreads outward, consuming everything built on arrogance, deceit, and blind ambition. And as it spreads, the snakes begin to realize, too late, that their cleverness was only temporary, that their pride was their undoing, that every warning they ignored was a thread pulling the web apart around them. Notice the subtle psychological unraveling. The snakes are no longer thinking strategically. They are reacting. And reaction is chaos. Reaction is vulnerability. Reaction is the exact space where inevitability lands its blow, where precision cuts through pretense, where consequences become undeniable. And in this moment, as they stumble blindly through the collapse they brought upon themselves, every strike is sharper, every removal more deliberate, every revelation more complete. And now, standing in the aftermath of observation, watching the snakes falter, scrambling, twisting in ways they thought would save them, you feel the full weight of awareness. The kind of awareness they never granted themselves, the kind they refused to acknowledge, now courses through you like fire in the veins. You see the subtle tremors in their false confidence, the fractures forming in alliances they believed unbreakable, the way panic creeps under their skin, how it spreads faster than any lie they ever told. It isn't panic as you know it. It's deeper, colder, sharper, a recognition that the rules they built their lives upon no longer exist, and the hand of correction has already removed the first of many heads. Heads. That is the word they will soon understand in its absolute meaning. One fell first, then another, and the others, blinded by arrogance and disbelief, watched as precision unfolded in ways they could never have anticipated. They counted on luck, on ignorance, on the false confidence of their own venom, and now they are learning the hard lesson. Venom is useless when fangs are gone. And it isn't just removal, it is exposure. Every secret plotted, every betrayal executed, every calculated strike of deceit, they're laid bare, trembling in the hands of forces they cannot touch, forces they never noticed creeping in, methodical, surgical, unstoppable. You notice the way they shift now, not with strategy, not with calm, not with the delusion of control they clung to for so long. No, they flail, they coil, they hiss. And in their flailing, they reveal more than they intended. Every twitch, every hesitation, every faltering step becomes part of the pattern, part of the choreography that ensures the inevitability of their collapse. They are trapped by the very arrogance that once protected them, ensnared by the cleverness they believed would save them. And all you do is watch, untouchable, fully aware, understanding the artistry as it unfolds with terrifying precision. Do you feel it? That tension wrapping itself around your mind, around your perception, around your very understanding of control. That is not fiction. That is reality bending itself into the pattern it was always meant to take. Every snake that slithered with confidence is now caught in a web they did not see, a web they cannot navigate, a web built from the silence of those who observed, waited, and allowed inevitability to take root. And it is exquisite. Exquisite because it is inevitable, exquisite because it is deserved, exquisite because the ones who were warned, who saw hints, who ignored signs, they are learning too late that intelligence is worthless when arrogance blinds the mind, when venom fails without fangs, when safety is an illusion. They begin to whisper now, not to allies, not to the world, but to themselves, whispering the impossible, the unthinkable, trying to rationalize what they cannot, trying to bend reality into something they can control, something they can manipulate. But there is no control. There is no manipulation. There is only awareness, the awareness of the observer, the awareness of inevitability, the awareness of the precision that slices through every piece of false confidence, every wall built on deception, every mind that assumed cleverness could serve as armor. And you notice the first real cracks appear, not in their strategy, not in their words, but in the way their bodies betray them. A hand that trembles when it should be steady, an eye that darts where it shouldn't. A pause in speech, a hesitation in action. These are small things, almost invisible, almost ignorable, but they are the opening, the gateway, the first glimpse of collapse. And the collapse has already begun. One head is gone, another is targeted, the next is trembling, already weakening under the weight of what is coming. Every strike, every removal is calculated, not for spectacle, not for drama, not for revenge, for precision, for inevitability, for correction. And the snakes, so confident in their venom, so assured in their cleverness, cannot see it coming. They cannot calculate it. They cannot anticipate it. And their disbelief, their arrogance, amplifies the impact. They were warned. They ignored it. They paid no attention. And now, the world moves in exact accordance with the removal of what they believed was untouchable, unstoppable, unassailable. You watch the ripple effect. It spreads, not chaos, not random consequence, but pattern. Exact, precise, unstoppable pattern. The allies who were supposed to hold the network together falter. The plots that once held power now collapse in on themselves. Every corner of the world they tried to manipulate trembles under the weight of inevitability, and they, yes, they, are left exposed, unprotected, unarmed, and unready. They see it too late. They feel it too late. And yet even in the face of that, they continue to flail, coil, hiss, hoping for an escape that does not exist, trying to manipulate forces they cannot touch, failing at every turn, and revealing more weakness with each futile effort. Notice the pattern, because this is where understanding becomes power. This is where your observation, your awareness, your insight into the art of dismantling arrogance elevates you above the chaos. Every head that falls, every secret that's revealed, every betrayal that comes to light is part of a symphony that the snakes cannot hear, cannot understand, cannot escape. And in this symphony, you are not a player. They are. They are the notes, the instruments, the movements, the flailing chaos that confirms the inevitable. You are the audience, the observer, the one who sees the art in motion, the pattern in chaos, the clarity in destruction. And now, the tension heightens. You feel it in the air, thick and palpable, vibrating around you, insinuating itself into every thought, every perception, every sense. That vibration is awareness moving through reality. That vibration is inevitability asserting itself. That vibration is the truth of consequence, the inevitability of correction, the artistry of divine precision. And the snakes, oh, the snakes, cannot see it. They do not perceive it. They are blind to the rhythm that guides their own dismantling, blind to the pattern that will remove each head in turn, blind to the sequence that is already written and executing itself with unerring exactness. The beauty lies in the timing, not a moment too early, not a moment too late. Perfect timing, invisible until impact. One head is removed, the next falters, the following trembles, and as they scramble, coil, hiss, and attempt control, the strike continues. The strike is everywhere. The strike is precise. The strike is inevitable. And the snakes, the very creatures that believed themselves clever, are realizing now that cleverness without perception, without awareness, without understanding, is worthless. They are learning that arrogance without humility is fatal. They are learning that venom without fangs is meaningless. And they are learning, too late, that the warnings they ignored were real, and the correction that follows is unstoppable. Every movement, every flinch, every hesitation, they are amplifying the precision of their own dismantling. They thought they could manipulate reality. They thought they could control outcomes. They thought they were untouchable. And now, they are exposed, unmasked, unarmed, and unready. And yet even now they fail to grasp the beauty of what is unfolding. The artistry, the inevitability, the precision. Every strike is perfect, every removal exact, every consequence inescapable, and they, yes, they, are the instruments through which this art is revealed. And in this you stand untouchable, aware, observing, understanding fully. You witness the collapse, the precision, the inevitability, the dismantling of arrogance, the exposure of deceit, and you comprehend the artistry behind every movement. You understand that awareness is power, that observation is superiority, that insight is dominance, and the snakes, for all their cleverness, for all their venom, for all their arrogance, are powerless, because they were warned, and they refused to listen, because their heads are falling, and they cannot stop it, because the hands of correction, invisible, unstoppable, inevitable, move through every corner of their world with precision, removing everything built on arrogance, deceit, and blind confidence. And now we arrive at the crescendo. Every snake that hissed, that coiled, that plotted behind walls of arrogance, every mind that assumed cleverness was armor, every whisper that sought to poison unseen. They are exposed, not gradually, not by chance, not by coincidence, by design. Every head falls in its own time, every consequence exact, every secret laid bare for the world to witness, for truth to claim its due. The strikes are invisible until impact, the precision undeniable, the inevitability unrelenting. And the snakes, they are nothing more than trembling witnesses to their own undoing. Do you see it? The scramble, the panic, the last futile attempts to reclaim control. Every motion they make only accelerates the collapse. Every coil, every hiss, every desperate strike of deception reveals more weakness, more vulnerability, more exposure. They were warned. They ignored it. They assumed arrogance could shield them from consequence. And now, they are learning that warning is not optional, that awareness is power, and that divine precision waits for no one. The heads fall, one by one. Each removal is methodical, deliberate, surgical. The venom they once wielded now turns to poison in their own veins, spreading confusion, fear, and collapse. They cannot hide. They cannot negotiate. They cannot bribe reality. Every lie they told, every plot they executed, every alliance built on fragility, it fractures under pressure. The world itself seems to bend around the inevitability of their correction. The first strike was only the beginning. The chain continues, unstoppable, unyielding, relentless, and you, standing in the eye of this storm, untouchable, fully aware, witnessing the orchestration of dismantling arrogance. It is yours to absorb, to internalize, to understand. You feel the rhythm of inevitability, the cadence of exposure, the precision of removal. You understand that power does not roar. It whispers, it waits, it observes, it calculates, and when the time comes, it strikes, not to destroy recklessly, but to correct, to remove, to expose, to dismantle every element that refused to listen, refused to respect, refused to acknowledge the warning. Do you feel their desperation? It is palpable, almost tactile. The hissing grows weaker, the coils unravel, the plotting fails. Every attempt to resist the inevitable is met with perfect counterbalance, every act of manipulation nullified before it can take hold. They thought they were clever. They thought their network could shield them. They thought their venom could bite without consequence. But cleverness without awareness is meaningless. Networks without loyalty are hollow. Venom without fangs is harmless. And now they are learning all at once what it means to be dismantled by precision, by inevitability, by forces they cannot see, cannot touch, cannot escape. Notice the silence that falls, not loud, not dramatic, not theatrical, but the kind of silence that carries weight, a silence born from understanding, from recognition, from the sudden awareness that every path, every option, every strategy has already been accounted for, calculated, neutralized, and in that silence, the snakes twist, coil, flail, and expose themselves further. Every movement is a confirmation, every hesitation a signature, every falter an invitation to inevitability to complete its work. And now, the truth. They are not merely being punished, they are being corrected. Each head that falls is a lesson in precision, each collapse a testament to the consequences they ignored. Each exposure a reminder that arrogance is fragile, deception is temporary, and power is reserved for those who understand it, not those who assume it. They were warned. They did not listen. And now, the artistry of removal moves through them, unstoppable, exact, and unavoidable. Do you see it in their eyes? The widening panic, the realization of helplessness, the dawning awareness that every warning ignored, every hint overlooked, every whisper dismissed is now the foundation of their undoing. They coil tighter, bite harder, hiss louder, but it is meaningless. They cannot escape the precision of the strike, the inevitability of removal, the clarity of exposure. They can only watch, helpless, as the consequences they chose to ignore unfold, one head at a time, until there is nothing left but recognition, despair, and the echo of their own arrogance. And you remain untouchable, observant, fully aware, understanding the choreography of collapse, the artistry of dismantling, the elegance of inevitability. You do not need to act. You do not need to intervene. You only need to witness, absorb, comprehend. Awareness itself becomes dominance. Knowledge becomes power. Observation becomes victory. And the snakes? Oh, the snakes. They are powerless against the clarity you hold, the insight you wield, the understanding that sees through every plot, every coil, every strike of venom. The ripple effect spreads wider now. The networks that supported them, the alliances they trusted, the walls they built to protect themselves, everything trembles under the precision of correction. Every connection fractures, every strategy collapses, every lie is revealed. The first head was only the opening. The remaining heads follow with exact timing, exact force, exact inevitability. And the snakes, blinded by arrogance, paralyzed by disbelief, cannot stop it. They cannot anticipate it. They cannot manipulate it. And the awareness, the full comprehension, rests in you, untouchable, observing, understanding the artistry, the precision, the inevitability. Do you feel the power of inevitability now? It moves like a shadow, silent, precise, unstoppable. One head falls, another trembles, another hisses, exposes itself, and collapses. They try to react. They try to manipulate. They fail. Every attempt strengthens the strike. Every failure confirms the artistry. Every miscalculation, every hesitation, every twitch of arrogance is amplified by the precision of removal. And all the while, you stand, untouchable, fully aware, observing the artistry as it unfolds, understanding the inevitability of what is happening. The final moments approach. The last heads, The last coils, the final plots, they crumble under the weight of exact, methodical, unstoppable correction. The snakes that thought themselves clever, untouchable, immune, they fall one by one, stripped of venom, stripped of power, stripped of illusion. The world around them, once manipulated, once twisted, now aligns with precision, clarity, inevitability. And the beauty of it, the artistry, is that it requires no intervention from you, no action, only awareness, observation, understanding. And the snakes, exposed, defeated, unarmed, undone, they finally comprehend that they were warned and that they refused to listen. And in the end, it is not chaos that defines this reckoning. It is clarity, not vengeance, but precision, not spectacle, but inevitability. Every head that fell, every secret revealed, every plot dismantled, it all serves a purpose. It restores balance, it removes arrogance, it corrects deception. And the snakes, now humbled, now exposed, now powerless, are forced to witness the artistry of correction, the inevitability of awareness, the power of understanding. They are nothing without the precision that dismantles them, nothing without the inevitability that removes them, nothing without the insight they ignored, the warnings they dismissed, the truths they refused to see.